Welcome back.
Welcome back.
man.
Welcome.
Welcome to
Welcome
Mikereative.
to the Mikereative mind.
Welcome, where we talk shit all
Are you
time.
Transylvanian?
Yeah, I'm the dude from.
Welcome to the My Creative Mind.
No, I was the dude from.
I want to suck your blood.
I want to
From
suck
England.
your blood.
Oh, yeah.
From where?
Yeah. Is that why it's... Oh, no, it's just being pulled down. Cool. We had our welcomes out of the way.
I know. Welcome, everybody. Oh, I'm gonna stop.
So we can move on to the beer show. Who did it last time?
You did.
No, Vince
No,
did.
I did. No. Yeah, I did.
Because you picked 10,
I
right?
did.
Oh,
I did.
because you had done it the time before that, right?
Yeah.
So it's your turn.
So it's my turn again?
Yeah.
You're going to choose the good one.
The good one. Don't get the
one
nut
we
brown.
were excited about.
The one you've been excited about?
You've been
that's,
excited about.
That's the one. This is the one right here.
This is the one.
This is the one right here.
Pick 3, my lord.
Oh, I don't think it's a 3. I saw a straight line. 7.
7.
Lucky number 7.
Coming
11.
right back at you with number 7. What do we got? We have a chocolate Duchess cherry.
Duchess, kittens.
Where
It's
is
a
that from?
gas beak, a Kestel
Gasbeek.
gas beak. It's a chocolate cherry ale. Where is it from? No. Oh, product of Belgium.
Ooh, really?
Nobody knows.
6.8 alcohol by volume. This is only 11.2
It's
fluid
just
ounces.
a product of Belgium, like fucking just Belgium just makes this shit.
Yeah,
Right?
There's no company.
yeah.
All of Belgium just gets together and
It's
just makes
chocolate Duchess cherry. Malt beverage oak, aged in oak casks with
Oh,
natural flavor
nice.
added cherries.
There it is right there.
Sounds good.
Brewery Verhage.
Bad.
Verhage.
Verhage?
Verhage Vicht.
Reached.
Brewery Verhage Vicht.
What's the ABV?
6.8.
Not too bad. Super cool. Be chillin'.
Yeah, it's right there too. Verhage.
Ooh, does that say? Wait.
What?
Oh, it says 2020 8/14. I wonder if that's when it goes bad.
No, 2020 is best before. Puff puff pass.
Is that how it goes?
Oh, pour pour pass.
Sip sip slurp. I don't think that's a thing.
No, well, there's gonna be plenty more. So.
Get him.
That's good. Yeah, we're all whispering now. Okay.
He's better.
Not a short movie.
It's all good. I ain't worried about it.
If you like it a lot, then we'll do some pouring. I'm kidding.
Nah, it's fine. I ain't worried about it. Let's go.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's had more alcohol than we.
Yeah, definitely.
Then we.
Then
Oui, oui.
Then we. En français.
All right.
Cheers.
Salud.
Salud.
Prost.
Prost.
That's
Oh,
really
it's
good.
not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That's pretty good. That's a good Belgian.
Covered cherries.
Wow.
Wow.
It has almost no aftertaste.
Mm-mm.
Like it very.
Like the last one. Remember the one that we had? The
That's
Dunderschleier?
really good.
Yeah. That one's good.
Mm,
That one goes on the wall. That one.
yum.
I don't get too much chocolate.
I get a little bit
A
aftertaste.
little bit on the end.
A hint.
On the end, yeah.
It almost tastes
I
like.
get a lot of cherry, and then right afterwards you get like this subtle chocolateness.
You know what it tastes like?
You can smell the chocolate though.
You remember those chocolates that had the little cherry like filling, like it was a liquid.
And it had natural cherry.
I think they had an actual cherry in it.
Those are my favorites when I was a kid.
That tastes like that,
So I went into my grandma's room
but at the end.
when I was a kid, and I found the box, and I ate the whole box, and then I got sick because I had so much chocolate. And she came into the room, and I was like on the floor, like, ugh. She's like, "What's wrong?" And she saw the chocolate, and was like, "Michael."
This is really good.
Rest in peace, Grandma.
Salud.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Okay, so we are talking about the
That's really
Oscars
good. We gotta
today.
find that one again.
The nominations were just released, and so there's quite a few nominations that are on there that took myself by surprise, and I'm sure these guys too. And so we just kind of want to discuss how awesome it is, and maybe the little rules, because last time we spoke, I said that Netflix wasn't able to be be nominated because they're only on TV, right? They aren't on a theater, and so the rule hasn't changed, but apparently we're going to go into the rules, and then you'll see how they're able to do a little slight loophole. Okay. So we want to start with Best Picture.
Yeah, it's
I mean, that's one of the most important ones. So yeah.
Cool.
I think so.
So with Best Picture, we're not going to list all of them out, but the
No.
ones that we can take from it is Black Panther, which is the first superhero movie to be nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
which makes a lot of sense because of the political kind of background that it took in the actual movie, and then
I think just like the overall work, the scenes, the images that they essentially like created on the screen.
yeah,
They're really good. I thought that was really good.
Yeah,
I thought
they
it was really
crafted a movie, not a superhero movie. It was
Yeah.
a movie that had superhero elements, essentially. And I'm sure that's what was discussed when it first came out, because I remember talking with people going like, no, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, like if you take out the superhero element and it's just a good movie all around.
Yeah.
You know,
The
good set
acting.
design, good acting,
the acting. I mean,
you know, good writing, good music.
I shit on one of the actors all the time, but otherwise, it's really good acting.
Ooh, Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan, that is fucking terrible to this day. Sorry, I just can't get over it.
And then the other one, Roma, which is a Netflix.
Which I mean, I haven't seen. What is that one actually about? What is Roma about?
So Roma is a movie that takes place in 1970s Mexico during like a political it's pretty much like a rough political time where they're fighting over, I believe, land in Mexico.
Okay.
And like in the political and the leaders of the states, and it follows the story of a Mexican woman who's the caretaker, like the maid essentially of this wealthy Mexican family, and you can see the differences because the maid, the main character, I forget her name. I'm kind of crappy. I forgot her name, but she's like the stereotypical like Mexican woman, poor, like short, like the indigenous looking, like she's very dark skinned, versus like the wealthy family that she works for. They look like they're white people, like they're super fair skin. The kids also are all fair skinned. The father's I believe he's a doctor, and the mother is like some type of scientist or works in biology. And it just follows her story as she thanks, Michael.
God,
I'm trying to
turn
I'm
off
trying
your
to talk to
phone.
people.
God, so
So
rude.
rude, you know? You go to the movies, this is the guy that has his phone ringing at the movies after the thing already showed up on.
That's not true.
Anyway, but
I mean,
yeah,
is there any
it's
like
follows-
prolific stars in it? I mean,
No,
because you said it's
not that I recognize, just because
Yeah.
I don't know too many like Mexican like superstars that are crossing over, besides like the Diego Lunas and the
yeah,
or not even Mexican, just like
Hispanic, yeah.
in the Latino world. I guess it's just a handful of people, but these I'm sure a few of these actors are actually pretty big in Mexico. But it's a really good movie. it just kind of follows her story with the struggles that she has just in her life aside from work, and then how work brings in even more trouble, I guess.
And this is a Netflix original film,
Yes.
which is really interesting.
Yeah.
But
But you said it was what's the name of the director again?
Alfonso Cuarón.
who does
And he does
He did the third Harry Potter,
the third Harry Potter,
which is
Azkaban.
Prisoner of
Children of
Azkaban.
Men.
Children of Men.
Pan's
Is that the one with Clive
Pan's
Owen?
Labyrinth. He did Pan's Labyrinth.
I didn't know. I didn't know he did Pan's Labyrinth.
And Gravity?
That movie.
Oh, he did Gravity too.
I actually
Wow.
I really enjoyed Gravity.
That's a really good director. I mean, but I'm just surprised that got so much attention, especially it being like a Netflix type film for, all these critics to be like, no, we're going to watch Roma. I mean, obviously he has the backing in terms of like, oh, I'd be interested
But
to watch it.
a lot of those big films like Netflix, they take them to festivals, and that's where the critics actually get to watch them, and then
That makes more sense.
have their take on it. So they won a lot of festival awards, but it is also able to be nominated now to the Oscars and get a chance to actually be.
Is that the loophole with it? Is like
No, the loophole is actually. So the rule is still the film has to be released at a Los Angeles County movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no limit as to how many times it needs to be shown. So literally, they can show Roma once
time?
at one random movie theater in Los Angeles County, and it'll be eligible to be part of the.
Did you look up
So
how many
I
times?
looked it up. Yeah.
So
How many times?
Essentially, I can make my own movie, and as long as it's shown in LA County,
In LA County.
if it's loved so
And the
much,
critics have seen it,
It
yeah.
could be
Nominated? Wow.
Yep.
wow.
So one time.
Yeah.
I mean, one time, one movie theater type thing, and then
Right. Which is probably how Netflix is getting away with it by being able to say like, okay, well, we don't want to like make it nationwide and have Roma be on the theaters. We want them to come to Netflix and watch it. So we're just going to have it play once so we can get into the awards and then
This is gonna change everything for movies from now on.
Well, I
Think
mean,
about it.
it's still the same rule. Nothing's changed on that rule. The rule's always been that same, but it's like that's how these services, that's how they're getting away with it by being able to.
That's always been a rule.
It's always been a rule.
Really?
So that's a little bit of a loophole, huh? To kind of get
essentially
get
it's a
away.
little bit of a loophole for streaming services. Yeah.
So Roma is able to actually kind of fit into, the Academy Awards now, with that loophole and some Netflix.
Because they showed it. They must have shown it somewhere in Los Angeles County, at least once, and then it was able to be nominated.
I think that's great. I mean, I think that's cool.
Yeah, I mean it fits, and it's one probably because it was made that rule. That rule was probably made because of the little guy, right? The little filmmaker who was able to like just put it into one, theater and like let people come out and watch it. You know what I mean? And if a critic happens to see it or if it happens to blow up, then that's like sweet, Yeah. Then now he's a known or she's a known like face kind of thing, and then he or she can be nominated. But it's like it's cool for these streaming services because it allows them to then be like, okay, well we don't have to worry about spending a lot of money. But we could still get into the awards, and then those awards will then help us boost, sales. Because I look at the list right here, and Roma is almost everywhere.
What other categories is Roma in?
Other categories Roma is in. Let's see. So best picture, cinematography, best director, best foreign language film. Because it's mainly done in Spanish.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I want to look this up.
And
best original writing screenplay.
heads up about the language. They actually have a very old dialect.
Oh wow!
It's like an Indian. It's like a Mexican indigenous tribe dialect in the movie. Yeah,
That's interesting. Because it's back in the 60s or 60s, 70s.
No, it's still they still speak it to this day.
Oh, it's like regional.
But it's regional,
Oh, okay.
and it's only to like when you look at that area, the Mexican people of that area, they're very indigenous looking.
Yeah.
And they all speak. I think there might be 2 or 3 different languages.
Wow.
But they're very different.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Um.
So you said it was 4 or 5 visual effects. You said best picture, cinematography, directing,
Director, foreign language, original screenplay, sound editing, and sound mixing.
Wow.
7.
7?
7 nominees.
Dang.
Original screenplay. It was written by Alfonso Cuarón as well, so he wrote it and directed it, and I'm sure he's helped with the cinematography because he knows where he wants. It's like I saw like the behind the scenes for Harry Potter 3, and he was very, very much about like, okay, we want the camera here, and we want it to like, you know what I mean. He was doing very much of the DP's job instead of like the DP doing the job.
Oh, really?
He was the one stepping in and being like, you know, oh no, I want it kind of like this, and then the guy's like, oh yeah, no, I agree, yeah, kind of thing. So it's really, he has that like really cool visual kind of style that's very fluid.
Yeah.
And so, so I like that.
I think that's
about
cool.
him. But yeah, I definitely want to see that movie.
You should watch it. It is a long movie though.
Okay.
It is like about 2.5 hours long.
Okay.
But it's worth it. I think it's such a cool story to tell.
Yeah.
To watch it unfold, it's pretty cool.
So animated feature film, Incredibles 2. Ralph Breaks the Internet, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is such a great movie.
I've only seen the first 2 and I haven't seen the Spider-Man movie.
That's so cool. That one Incredibles 2 is a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Just Pixar version.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man's a superhero movie, right? And then you have Ralph Breaks the Internet, which has a kind of a video game-esque kind of feel to it. And you have these really cool... They're kind of like breaking into like the awards, which is really nice to see, you know, these films making it and showing how like great films can come from, you know, animated features as well.
Exactly.
You know, let's see. So
I really wish that Spider-Man Into the Universe got a little bit more recognition though.
Yeah.
Because I mean, how many actual nominations did they get? Did they get anything in terms of visual effects?
No.
Which is surprising because their visual effects in that movie was phenomenal.
Because it's like 3D-ish, but also like
2D.
cartoon,
like it's weird. Like
and they do a really good job implementing like the comic book strip part of the. It's really cool. So costume design, Ballad of Buster Scruggs, also got into that, which is another movie by the Coen brothers.
I've never even heard of it.
I've heard it's a good movie.
I've never heard. I don't know anything about it. Who's starring in that one? Do you know? Does anyone star in that one? Is the star-studded cast, or is it just kind of?
I think
there's a few.
There are a couple people.
The main protagonist is someone that you would recognize if you saw him, but
Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Yeah.
What's the movie about?
Buster Scruggs, and he's wanted, and he goes around and I think he sings or something.
Yeah, there's a ballad or something.
Because there's a ballad, something like with singing.
Is it a musical?
There is songs.
Okay, you guys are messing around. I don't know. I've never heard of this movie.
He's also
musical?
in the ballad. Original song.
Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Best Ballad of Buster Scruggs is nominated for one of the original.
Oh, I didn't know this movie was actually supposed to be good. I thought it was a joke.
Who did it?
This guy.
Well, the Coen brothers are doing it. Come on, like
did the Coen brothers do?
Anything,
what did they do? That one with George Clooney where he starred in, and they're like, it's not a western, but it was God.
No Country for Old Men is what he
did. He do that one?
The Coen brothers did.
The Coen brothers is that one. There's another one that. Oh, I mean, he's in it, so I was kind of wondering. God, what is that movie?
This beer was good.
All right, so visual effects. Avengers: Infinity War.
Nice.
Christopher Robin.
Nice.
Ready Player One, and Solo.
Really?
Really? I was waiting for that one. Yeah.
Why?
So I mean,
you guys watch Ready Player One?
Yeah.
I watched it.
Yeah.
I thought that one was really good.
Really liked
that was a good one. That was really good.
Oh, he did. The Coen brothers did Fargo.
Yeah, they did Fargo.
I know I'm stuck in the past. And The Big Lebowski. Wow.
Fargo.
Now I kind of want what they did. True Grit. That's the one. Oh brother, where art thou?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did that one.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's a good one.
Hmm.
Oh, and then special mention before the camera turns off. Short animated film. Bow. Got nominated for it.
The Pixar one, right?
The Pixar one, yeah.
Which is pretty
with
cool.
the dumpling, yeah. That was a
Coco.
great one.
Were there any other ones that were on that?
Not that were Disney related.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but there was a good few. I mean, we can look them up. Sound editing also went for Black Panther, and sound mixing Black Panther as well.
How many did Black Panther get?
One Best Picture.
Nice.
Costume design.
Nice. Makes sense.
Music original score.
Cool.
Music original song. Production design.
Is that the Kendrick Lamar song? That's the Kendrick Lamar song, huh?
Possibly.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Production design.
Uh-huh.
Sound editing and sound mixing.
What is that, like 7?
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another 7.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Right.
Especially
really
for,
cool.
for like a superhero movie to get that much recognition in the Academy.
I know.
That's unheard of.
That's what I liked seeing.
Yeah.
You know, I was so surprised when I was looking at the.
I just think it's crazy too that the contrast between two of the films that made the most impact. One of them is a superhero movie, who predominantly cast black people.
Yeah.
And
The other
one
one
is a completely opposite, black and white film that takes place in Mexico. That it's entire. But
Oh, is it black and white film?
is black and white.
Oh,
I
wow.
didn't know that.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Is predominantly in Spanish.
Yeah.
Crazy. I think
That is pretty crazy.
that shows how
How we've really come.
Yeah,
Yeah,
how
in terms
things
of
are slowly changing, and it kind of and maybe it just happens with the times that those two just happen to be so big. But
and I feel like you really started
But
seeing
I think honestly the recognition that this gets, if more people are seeing the Oscars or more little kids are watching the Oscars and they're seeing their, you know, who can become heroes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're seeing, you know, a Mexican director stand up because he just won Best Picture, or they're seeing the cast of Black Panther stand up.
Yeah.
And they're like, they're inspired because they want to do that too.
Exactly.
I think that's what opens up that, you know, we're not just staying in like a Hollywood, you know, white male,
Yeah.
you know, like
like a,
community. It's
Exactly.
expanding and it's growing, which is a great thing.
Mhm.
You know, we want that because that includes creative ideas, that includes
Exactly.
different, you know, ways of filming.
Mhm.
And
It's just finally starting to kind of open up. Look at what Jordan Peele's doing, and
Yeah.
he's coming out as a director and really kind of just taking things by storm. I mean, that Us movie sounds pretty interesting.
Mhm.
yeah.
I think he was nominated last year for Get Out.
I think so
Yeah.
too. So
That's
that's
just
just
awesome.
that's a good trend that we're finally heading into,
Mm-hmm.
to where it's not just kind of just the same thing over and over, to where it's kind of being a more diverse community,
Yeah.
which I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even necessarily if they don't win in the future, as long as they're
They're being
recognized
represented and
then-
recognized. Exactly.
and then being outweighed, okay, this one still wins even though it's whatever. As long as it's winning because it's the better movie, the better film.
So to answer your query on the animated short film, Animal Behavior, Bow, Late Afternoon, One Small Step, and Weekends.
I've only heard of Bow.
I've heard of One Small Step, which looks familiar. She's got like the,
I think I've seen
she's
that
got like
one.
the space helmet on,
Yeah.
you know. But it'd be interesting because we have, you know, our special TV that plays things randomly. We should be able to find
we should
these,
find these
and,
really
and see if
easily.
we can watch them.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be gracious enough to let us watch it on the
Magical
on the
Wizard television
that box over there.
that provides us endless entertainment.
Oh, Magic Box.
Please.
Please turn yourself on. So yeah, what do you guys think? That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's
I think
pretty
that's awesome.
pretty diverse.
Mhm.
Expanding.
Yep,
Where
yep, yep.
and it's pretty exciting to see that this is something that could be growing in the future, or
Yeah.
at least giving inspiration to those young kids to go out and actually do something
just in the film industry, just
In
to
the
be able
film
to
industry,
open up to
yeah.
like it's not just a certain look that you have to have anymore. It's just, I mean, I'm sure a lot of those
Anyone could
people
do
from Roma that
Mm-hmm.
you know they just have different
Dude,
looks and they
dude,
look like regular people, you know, and
the main character in Roma would be like the lady that you would see if you went to the laundromat
Yeah.
she was taking care of some kids and doing laundry. Like
Makes sense.
that's what like
And
someone that
completely,
you would
yeah.
not be like that's a A-lister in Hollywood.
yeah, superstar.
Yeah,
No,
that's a superstar. No, like she
it's-
looks like a normal person. Like
exactly.
it's crazy.
That's awesome.
Comment down below your thoughts on the, the nominees, the Oscar nominees. Let us know what you thought on the superhero movies being, shown off, or all the different little, Netflix shows that are being kind of shown off as well. I mean, where are we going as far as awards and as far as the expanding out from not just like a theater-based thing, but also streaming services as well. So I'm kind of excited. What does that mean for Disney Plus too?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The stuff that they're going to be bringing to the table.
Mhm.
They're smart enough; they would be able to throw that into a theater and then try to get nominated.
Or maybe
well.
it'd just be directors wanting to actually jump ship to Netflix, knowing that they're actually going to be able to
Yeah.
be recognized in the
Exactly.
Academy. Like
That's so
Martin
true.
Scorsese coming
Right.
on to it, it might inspire other directors to be like, hey, I'm going to give Netflix a shot.
Yep.
Because they're going to give me an easier contract or something kind of more
Yep.
easier to deal with than all these other.
So Netflix word of the day, Oscars nominees. Words of the day, Oscar nominees. Thanks everyone.
Oscar nominees.
Have a good weekend.
I have no beer in this glass.
Me
It's
neither.
gone. There's no cheers in that.
Ah!
It was really good.